All right, gang. We are here back for another Geekly Goods Roundup, y'all. We've got some news to get to, but I just want to preface this, y'all. Just say, listen, we're going to have a short stream tonight, okay? we about to run about 20, 30 minutes, and then we'll be back for another full show next weekend, guys. It's been a long weekend over here with the Geekly Goods crowd, but hey, we're still bringing you the Roundup. But first, I just want to give a special shout out to my man Laser, bro. Thank you for being with us for damn near a full year, man, since episode 30. Oh, oh my gosh, my microphone was just giving me so many trouble, man. So much trouble. But Laser, I hope you heard that, man. Thank you so much for being with us since episode 13, bro. It is really a pleasure to have you in the comments every week. And dude, I've been seeing your YouTube videos. You've been cooking on YouTube, bro. Keep it up, man. You're doing a great job there. And thank you so much for tuning in with us week to week, man. Thank you. We really appreciate you coming through. See you here in the chat already. So good to see you, man. And G. Kobe here helping me out, man. I appreciate you, man. With the walk without rhythm and it won't attract the worm. Listen, man. Dune 2 was a masterpiece, bro. Absolute masterpiece, man. And listen, we're gonna save a little bit of Dune 2 review for next week. We're gonna dive into spoilers next week so we can really hit home and ride on the sandworms together and talk about that. And Kung Fu Panda 4 will be coming out next week as well. But guys, let's get here to the roundup. Mute challenge 1, yes, for sure. What's going on, Ilya?
How y'all doing? We're just here. We may be walking without rhythm, but never without flow.
Exactly. Listen, that's all you got to do is go with the flow. Shit, when shit
Yes,
just start
sir.
crackling, it's like, listen, we just gonna keep on riding. Fucking
We vibing.
sitting in front of the
Free
one
ride.
booty hole we can see.
Yes, sir.
Oh my god, the bucket,
Starting
y'all.
night
I
off
don't have
good.
the actual bucket, but the feeling of the bucket is weird. Like, it
Oh, you
feels-
got it?
I
What?
don't have it, but one of my friends had it. Oh my god, this is weird to say, but I reached into her Dune bucket, and it just felt so weird.
I hope
was
you
like,
asked permission.
of course, consensual.
Uh-huh.
But
Good
reached
Lord.
into the bucket, and I was like, oh, that was a weird.
Who in
feeling.
R&D? Who are you sick person in research and development?
You know
What
they
is
did
going
that on
on?
purpose. You know they did. What's
Absolutely.
up, Lo? On the train home.
No, actually, I'm on the way to a show right now. I'm going to a concert, but I just hit a tunnel, so I got kicked out. But I'm glad to be here.
Welcome in,
Lowe's
man.
our man in the
Welcome
streets.
Well, guys, we're going to get started with our first story tonight with Dune Part 2, which opens with a massive 81.5 million domestic haul. Just for reference, that is the biggest opening in theaters since Taylor Swift Eras Tour. So that is a humongous opening for Dune Part 2. Big for sci-fi. There was a data scientist saying that this is a huge opening for a sci-fi sequel. So a big deal with Dune Part 2. It's got 178.5 million worldwide. Huge, huge, huge. And not to mention, it's got a 94% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's got an A cinema score. So this is one of those movies where it's like both the audience and the critics are really loving it. It is premiering as the first true blockbuster of 2024, with Bob Marley, One Love dropping to number 2, of course, followed by Ordinary Angels, Madam Web. Which, y'all, Madam Web hasn't even made $100 million yet. And The Chosen under that. Ileana, how you feeling about Dune Part 2? Are you surprised here? I mean, it's doing huge numbers, but
I mean, let's talk about it. Let's think about it. What else is there to watch right now?
Shogun on Hulu. There's also,
you know what? That's true. Yeah, I mean, I meant more theatrically, but you know what? That's true. That is very true. I gotta get on Shogun because honestly, like everyone's like talking about it. I'm like, yeah, I need to hop on that train, but I gotta finish Atla first. But yeah, this honestly doesn't surprise me because it kind of brings me back to like 2 years ago where we had Batman around the same time, and it was also doing super huge numbers and the same month, and with the same hype, both from audience and critics. So I think, people are hungry for a blockbuster, a tour blockbuster darling. And I think Dune Part 2 is something that people have been looking forward to since the first one. Like even me, who is not a fan of the first Dune. But I knew that, like when I walked, I know. I walked out of that theater saying, I'll come back to this when Part 2 comes out and then I'll appreciate it more.
Yeah, Part 2, I'll admit I didn't hate the first part. I didn't dislike it. I actually really liked the first one. But upon a rewatch, especially at home on HBO Max, I was like, I'm not connecting as much. But then seeing Part 2, Part 2 is on another level. It is definitely on another playing field for me. I walked out of that and I was struggling to come up with things I didn't like. I even was like, call me crazy, y'all, but I even was like, I'll take another hour of this. That might have been
damn.
My one
and it's 2 hours and 46. It's hefty.
I'll take another hour.
Okay.
That was I was loving it.
I'm right. I'm gonna probably catch a weeknight show in IMAX because I definitely want to see it in IMAX again. Like I saw the first one in IMAX, and I definitely, the visuals like justify it 100%. Even if the storytelling for me, the screenplay wasn't that strong, like it's still a visual spectacle. I can't deny that. So I'm definitely gonna try to maintain the routine here.
Yeah, see this on the biggest screen you can. Laser says Loretto's on the train to hell.
Why hell?
Well, how you feeling about this?
On the train to Arrakis.
Yeah, there you go. It's on the train to Arrakis.
He's going through a tunnel.
Let us know how it is riding that sandworm, Lo. What you think about this story, man?
I think it's great, man. I think it's great for cinema. It's our first true epic in a long, long time. I think I saw somebody on Twitter say like they haven't seen an epic of this scope and scale since like Lord of the Rings, and I think that's a really good comparison. I mean, the cast, the visuals, the score, the sheer volume of people that are going to see this. And I went to a pretty cool crowd. They cheered at the end, so they were loving it. I saw this at like almost 11 o'clock at night. So admittedly, I wasn't like you where I needed another hour, but I am going to see it again. I'm going to try to catch San Francisco's Metreon has a real huge, like, massive IMAX screen. I'm going to try to see it there for my second time and take it more in when I'm not sleepy. But man, it was fantastic. It was just as good as the first one, and I was head over heels for the first one. So
yeah, that first one was good. I couldn't find myself like quite loving it. This one,
It's a lot of foreplay. It really is.
also, really quick, I think my problem with it too is like
down there.
it picks up its pace in the final acts, but it does drag a little bit before we get there. Like a little bit, just it drags a little bit before we get there.
For you, I was like, listen, I was locked in, bruh. Locked in. But
I'm ready. I'm hyped. I'm hyped to see it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and One Love. It's crazy that Bob Marley, One Love, still doing good. Madam Web, y'all, not even make 100 million.
Her web connects us all.
It connects us all to the dislike of Sony with these Spider-Man movies. Like, come on, man.
You know what? Something has to unite us, and usually it's hate.
And you know what? The hate for this did unite us, y'all. That was goofy as fuck. But we'll keep the train rolling, guys, and get to our next story here with James Gunn unveiling the suit for Superman, guys. This is a first look here that we have at the suit, the S, and he has now changed Superman Legacy to Superman. So we're scaling it back from the Legacy, which I'm glad we're scaling it back from Superman Legacy now to just Superman, because Superman Legacy feels like the end of like a trilogy of Superman movies. So I'm like, okay, I like just going with the Superman. Love how the suit texture looks. The texture looks awesome. It's got kind of a muted look almost to it. Like I'm kind of trying to pick up, and maybe Superman's at the Fortress of Solitude here because there's like some snow on this. I'm trying to figure out where they're going, and there's comparisons to Superman Kingdom Come, which is not necessarily the story I thought a first Superman would be pulling out of, but we'll have to wait and see what James Gunn is going to cook up with this one. Loretto, Laser saying you're Superman, bro. Let us know how you feel about this logo and the title change.
As always, Laser, you're far too kind, man. But thank you. Yeah, this is interesting. You know what's funny is I wouldn't say I hated the Superman Legacy title, but just the word legacy makes it feel like a Top Gun Maverick or like a Ghostbusters Afterlife. It sounds like it's supposed to be a sequel or something to something we've already seen, but I think with just Superman, you get the rebirth that I think James Gunn is going for. So I think the title change is appropriate. The suit looks great. I can't wait to see David Cornsweet in it. I'm hyped. You know, they started filming and that cast is epic, even though, you know, there's like a million people in this movie. I'm pretty sure it's going to be similar to how he handled that with the Suicide Squad, where there's a bunch of people in it, but they're probably not all going to get a ton of screen time. So I think it'll be interesting how they play with that. And maybe some of those other heroes and villains we meet are just part of his routine as we see him be Superman. So that'll be interesting how James Gunn ties all together. But I'm excited. I love James Gunn's Guardians trilogy, and I haven't liked the film he's made yet. Or I haven't not liked the film he's made yet. Sorry.
Yeah, amen. And he's really turned the comic book genre on its head. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, or the first one, excuse me, arguably changed Marvel, period. So that was a huge change for them. The Suicide Squad coming along was just like one of those DC films that was like a shining beacon among some that weren't as good, even though I loved Birds of Prey. A lot of people didn't love it. I loved it.
Birds of Prey apologists here.
Listen, I love that Birds of Prey, okay? But we got the Suicide Squad, and it just kind of, it was like, okay, the Suicide Squad was good, and then we had Black Adam and Shazam 2, and it was one of those really good movies out of the DC films, and lo and behold, a James Gunn film. And now he is heading up DC, and he's going to be the one to roll out the next cinematic universe with this as the first film, not the first project, guys, because we still have one project before. But how are we feeling about James Gunn's Superman. Ileana, how you feeling?
I've been kind of indifferent to it until recently. Like when the news first came out, I was like, okay, sure, because it's DCU is so messy. Even with James Gunn at the head of it, like I feel like he's gonna take his sweet ass time getting his footing, and not to sound like a hater, but James Gunn so far, where are the women? Where are the women in this DCU? It's kind of lacking
Lois Lane.
at the
No, no,
moment.
wait, hold
But
on. Lois Lane is a
oh,
big part of this
is
movie.
it the Lois Lane movie though?
It might be.
I don't
I mean,
know.
here's
I don't know. I'll respect that. I'll respect it when I see it. So that's honestly the one thing that I'm kind of excited about this movie, because I really do love Rachel Brosnahan as an actress. I was really lucky enough to see her on Broadway last year.
oh wow.
And yeah, she was starring next to Oscar Isaac in a show called The Sign in Cindy Burstein's Window. And I saw her in New York last summer, and she was phenomenal. Of course, she's good in Marvelous Mrs. Maisel and all that, but I saw her in a stage production. She's really good. And when I saw her casting announcement, I was like, you know what? I see that for her. Like, I see the vision here. There's some potential for a really, really charismatic Lois Lane that, if they play their cards right, she could really cement herself as, kind of a staple live action actress for this character. So I think there's potential here. I'm not a super huge Superman fan. I do enjoy like what the character has historically represented. So yeah, I think it has potential to be cool.
Absolutely. And now we do have a Supergirl already cast as well. We have Millie Alcott coming in to play Supergirl.
That I
She's
like.
gonna be
I'm
in this movie.
interested. That is a very interesting casting, and I think that's definitely like, again, like the women cast here really intrigue me because they're not names I would think of first for a superhero casting, but I think that's what makes it good and what makes it different, because these are very good actresses in their
Yeah, you
own
got
right in
Isabella
dramatic
Merced
roles.
as well.
So,
Is
I don't
is Millie
know.
Alcock appearing in this film?
Yeah, she's gonna appear in this. Isabella
Nice.
Merced is Hawk Girl, excuse me.
I think
And
so, yeah.
then Lois Lane, and yeah, there's quite a few in this one, but yeah, I'm curious to see how this plays out, because this really is the DCU in its entirety is hinging on this. So Creature
Yeah.
Commandos, whatever, that's gonna come before this as a show. That can even tank if it wants to. It really depends on Superman Legacy, and Superman. This is going to be the determining factor of how James Gunn's DCU is going to go. Because if this bombs, it's over. Scrap it all. It's done.
I mean, it's kind of like James Gunn's is the Batman, truly,
Yeah.
because a really positive contribution to the DCU was Matt Reeves' The Batman, and that's kind of what hashtag is saving the in DCU. So if James Gunn can pull it out, pull it out of the park, knock it out the park with this one, flow Matt Reeves, you know what? We're talking. We're
And
cooking with
so
gas.
let me confuse you even more. So the Batman's not even in this universe. We've got James Gunn's
Yeah.
gonna have a Brave and the Bold. I wish
Yeah.
my wish list for that is, I'm like, let's just have the Batman be its own thing and not even really do Batman
Totally
for a
agree.
while in the DCU.
Totally.
Like, wait and let Robert Pattinson's play out for a bit. Then we can bring another Batman in the DCU and do all that. But let's wait. Let's let the Batman do its thing.
And the Batman is such a like rich universe in and of itself. Like that rogues gallery, you have so much material to work with. So I
So
am
much.
totally cool with that living as like an other worlds, DC worlds kind of a situation.
Just like Joker 2. Oh man, that movie. Ugh, what a mess. But y'all, we'll keep it moving here. We've got a great announcement. The sequel to TMNT Mutant Mayhem will release in 2026 with a show coming this summer as well. Paramount announced quite a few things the other day. I guess Liam Neeson's going to be in a Naked Gun reboot, so there's that as well. But Paramount essentially has a slew of things coming out, with TMNT Mutant Mayhem being a big project for them. I mean, the first one wasn't necessarily a box office hit, but it was a hit on their platform. And it made, I want to say, somewhere close to $1 billion in terms of like merch sales and things like that outside of just ticket sales. So it was actually a big win for them with the merch and things like that. People are very interested in TMNT again. And this is such a unique style for the Turtles, another unique style, which is something the TMNT franchise continues to do every single iteration. Feels like its own version of the Turtles, with Mutant Mayhem doing its thing as well. Lo, I know you're a big Turtles fan, bro. And we saw the first 15 minutes of TMNT Mutant Mayhem at SDCC. How you feeling about sequel, man? Uh-oh. Am I muted again?
No,
I heard you.
Yep.
How are you feeling about a sequel? Okay.
Low.
Maybe not.
We hear you now.
Oh. Did you not hear me before?
No,
Wait, I thought-
think there was no.
I don't think
You're getting asked a question, Lo.
I thought you were getting asked a question, Ileana.
No, I was throwing it
No.
to you, man.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, my bad. I'm excited. I love Mutant Mayhem. Sorry, that train lady's really loud. Yeah, no, I love the first one. If 2023 wasn't so stacked, actually, you know what? I think Mutant Mayhem is in my top 10. I gotta double check, but like, it's such a wonderful movie. The animation's incredible, and that show. I saw the trailer for the animated show that's coming out. I like that it's like 2D, but it's still very similar in terms of how the turtles look, and the vibe of the show is very, very close to the film. And I thought it's interesting that they were able to capture that in a 2D format. I'm not sure how that was done, but I think it's awesome. I'm excited. I'm a huge turtle fan. I grew up. We've talked about this before when Mutant Mayhem first came out. Leo, like I have the sheets. I have the old school '80s turtle sheets and the bed. You know, and the I even have the shirt. And I grew up on Turtle Mania, man. So I couldn't be more happier for this resurgence, especially with a product like the first film. I mean, Mayhem was just amazing. I loved it. So.
Yeah, that Mutant Mayhem was so good. Oh my goodness. And it's funny that like every generation has a Turtles. Like everybody has some kind of TMNT that they grew up with. I grew up with the 2003 version where they were like anime style and there was buff. And I was like, these are not no damn teenagers, bruh. These are full grown men up here, man.
You're like, what are they putting in that milk?
What's that?
What are they putting in that milk they give at schools?
Right. I'm like, them 2003 Turtles were on another level. But good question here from Jacoby. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Man, love this. Love this movie. It was one of my top 10 as well, Lo. But Ileana, how you feeling? TMNT Mutant Mayhem sequel on the way. What you think?
I'm gonna say something terrible. I wasn't able to see that first one. I missed it.
What?
I didn't catch it.
Paramount
No,
Plus.
really no. Yeah, I'm admitting to my sins as a film critic live on YouTube. I haven't seen it. I need to see it. So, but you know what? Animation cinema, and fuck yeah, there's a sequel to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Good lord. Because honestly, everything that I've seen of it, fantastic. Like I love the voice actors. I find every time I see a clip, I would see a clip of them behind the scenes, reciting the lines and like rizzing off of each other. I loved it. So it's honestly a crime that I haven't gotten around to seeing it yet. But yeah, I think this is great news.
Man, Tyler is on you.
Yeah, no, he's on my ass. And you know what? And I'm still here. And I'm still standing.
It's Superman now TMNT. Nah, Ileana, you
Hey, but it's not that I'm doubting. I just haven't caught it. Okay, the other two I was doubting.
This one.
Hey, I'm glad she brought up the voices though, because Ayo Edebiri as April's like it's something I didn't know I needed, but I love it.
Man, I just love Ayo. She is killing it this year. Has been killing it for last couple years. Man, oh man, loving seeing just how well her career is blossoming. But yeah, she was fantastic as April. And the four brothers have such a good chemistry in this one because behind the scenes they were like actually being teenagers together. Like they were letting them like
sound
like
teenagers.
Yeah, they actually act like teenagers. They're not these grown ass men. I mean, I'm like some of these other You mean to tell me Leonardo in the 2007 movie is like an actual teenager? This dude is all like, I just came back from an island training with. I'm like, bro, you a damn adult. But they're teenagers.
Meanwhile, these guys are like, we outside.
Yeah, the director actually let them like just be teenage. They were like, he was just like ad lib, just have fun, guys. And they just got to be stupid teens, and that's perfect for the teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Which celeb is going to voice Shredder? Okay, I know this is oversaid, but can Keanu Reeves be Shredder, dude? I'd be so down for that. Make it Keanu,
cook.
Man.
That would cook.
I'd like that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, a little bit of Keanu Reeves. Ooh,
so we have a
Nabe.
I like that.
Oh, that's great. Hiroyuki Sanada, that would be a good one. Maybe have him do a villain from one, have him do a villainous role. That'd be tight, man. All right, y'all. We'll get to this last story here. First look at Bill Skarsgård in the upcoming reboot of The Crow. It actually exists. It feels like this has just been in and out of production hell and talked about for a long time. And now here we are with this first look. Looks a little weird. I don't know. I feel a little chilling about this remake. Ileana, how you feeling about this? Just the remake, the first look at Bill. What we thinking?
Feels weird. It's just, I don't know. I don't think there was any way to tackle this where it just didn't feel just a little bit in poor taste. Just off rip. I don't know. I'm also like not, I'm not even gonna pretend to be a huge like diehard The Crow fan. Like I truly am not well versed enough to make an opinion, a formal opinion, but I don't know. It's just did we need this? It was a bit odd. I don't know if we needed to go there. Maybe we could have just kind of an offshoot or something of that genre with Bill Skarsgård, but The Crow? I don't know. Sometimes you have to face yourself.
Yeah, and the whole like story with what happened with Brandon Lee with The Crow, it is a little chilling to just kind of have this revival happen with that whole story. But admittedly, I guess I am interested. I mean, I do want to see what exactly they planned out for this remake, how it's gonna look. Tyler saying, look at how they massacred my boy. Got him just looking.
I can't make those claims, like again, like I don't have the full comparison at the front of my mind either, but I believe it. I've seen a lot of people cooking this image, and you know what? Yeah, sure.
Which is he supposed to be Eric Draven, or is he like a new?
He's supposed to be Eric Draven.
He's Eric Draven. Oh.
Yep.
Well, how do you feel about it, man?
I'm pissed. And this is coming from someone that loved the original. Brandon Lee was so iconic in the role. But look, I wasn't opposed to the reboot. It's just I didn't want him to look like a SoundCloud rapper. I didn't want him to look like he's about to drop a mixtape. Like, what was wrong with the gothic look from the first film?
Yeah.
Like, what was wrong with the long hair and the gothic Robert Smith look that Brandon Lee had? Like, I don't know. I just think he looks funny, and we'll see when we get a chance.
He's got that Matthew Lillard haircut in the 90s.
Oh my god, looking like Shaggy and shit. Yeah, I didn't know he was Eric Draven. That kind of dampers my any sort of curiosity I really had. I guess I thought this was like a new character or something, like they were going to use the lore, have this new character, but oh man, that's kind of weird.
And I also feel like
the Joker, the choker.
Oh, oh my goodness.
This has been in development hell forever too. At one point, Jason Momoa was attached to be the Crow, which I don't even know how that would have worked. But I'll keep reservations until the trailer comes. But I'm not excited so far.
Tyler says once he saw they didn't bring back the voice cast for that Megamind sequel, he knew it was cooked. Yeah, that fucking Megamind sequel didn't even need to happen. Dog.
Crazy.
I just kind of want to watch that to see how bad it is. I heard it's horrible, y'all. It debuted at a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. So that's how bad that
It's not
sequel
cooked.
is.
It's past. It's burnt.
Right, it's burnt up in the oven. Burn up. But y'all, we'll go ahead and wrap it up there with the short stream for the night. We'll get going, but hey, let the people know where they can find you, Ileana, and what you got coming up.
You can find me on Twitter and Letterboxd and Instagram at Captain Melendez. You can find me here with the guys every Sunday on Geekly Goods Live.
Yeah, and y'all, I don't know what we even gonna do for Oscars, but that's coming up next week.
Shit, that's next Sunday.
It just feels like it just doesn't stop, doesn't it? It's
Crept
like, oh
up
my
on
god,
me. Crept up.
didn't it? It's here finally. Come on, Oscars need to be in February. What the hell? That's somebody get on.
They used to be.
Yeah, get it back to February. Hell, even late January would be nice. Shit, but let the people know what you got coming up and where they can find you.
As always, you guys can all follow me on Twitter and Letterboxd. Where's my finger? At Marcel Jordan. I'm a proud critic and editor for the Cinema Spot. Follow us on all socials at the Cinema Spot and at thecinemasspot.com. A lot of great TV shows and film reviews. Check us out.
Yes, check them out, guys, and be sure to check out the main channel at Geekly Goods. We've got a review for Dune up now, and also a review for Kung Fu Panda 4 coming this week, y'all. And we'll see exactly how good of a movie that holds up to be, because a fourth in the franchise just sounds like a lot, y'all. I'm barely even remembering the third one. Also, come on back here next Saturday. We'll be talking Avatar: The Last Airbender, the live action, a spoiler review, y'all. And if you haven't seen it, please watch it before watching the review, because we are going to go all in about our thoughts on that. And then next Sunday,
we're going to spill the tea.
Spilling the tea with our water bending skills. And we will also be back next Sunday for the Roundup, and it'll be an Oscar themed one. So stay tuned, y'all. We'll see you next time on Geekly Goods.